Someone I respect said something. Said the future is not somewhere you are going to. It's something that's already within you. And I think it was Mike Murdock that said that the secret to your future is in your daily routine. I truly believe that. I believe that if you're talking about your future, I will want to see what you are doing presently. So anything about your life, anything you want to create, that wonderful future, that thing in your imagination, it will never become real until you do something today to create that life. That marriage that you truly want. Oh, I want a marriage that will be XYZ. I want a man that will be XYZ. I want to be this kind of a husband. I want to be this kind of a wife. That is in the future. But until you do something on a daily basis, that will never be reality. And that's what we want to talk about today. What do you do today to create the kind of future you want tomorrow?
That's awesome. Phenomenal. Hey, great people. Thank you for joining us. I am Chidi Akunna.
And I am Victor Akunna.
If you're new to our channel, Foundation for Family Affairs, please do not fail to hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you're notified when we drop our lovely content. And thank you to every returning subscriber.
Thank you, guys.
Yes. Today we'll come your way with something really interesting. But before then, I will not fail to tell you that at the Foundation for Family Affairs, our mission is to connect hearts and raise healthy families. And we know that it is the individuals in the family that make up the family, that makes the family what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that's why we've come your way with this video today. Okay. 5 ways to accelerate your life and marriage in the new year. Fantastic. So this is also relevant to singles. So if you're sitting there and you're thinking, what else can I do to accelerate my life? Let's get on this ride together. Let's roll. Okay, so I don't know if you're as excited as we are about the new year. Okay, but I think you should be excited. It doesn't matter what's happened before now. Okay, but there is somewhere we're going. There is the future.
There is the future.
Okay, so let's make today count. So the first point we will be putting out there is you need to decide where you are. Where are you as an individual? Where are you as a family? Where are you? You need to pause for a moment and think about it. Where am I? Is this where I want to be? Okay, but let's not go ahead of ourselves. Where are you?
The reason why that question is so important is because if you don't measure something, you can't improve it. So if you're saying, oh, we want to improve the level of intimacy, the intensity of our intimacy, you must be able to measure where are we at. Yes. Are we intimate? If you were to rate yourself, for example, 0 being the least, 10 being the highest, where are we in terms of our level of intimacy? Your spouse may say, well, I feel like we are 4. You may say, I think we are 6. And then you'll be able to now say, okay, you know what do we do to move from 6, or let's say since 4 and 6, we'll find a middle point 5. Yes. What do we do to move from a 5 to an 8? For example. So you must be able to measure. Where are you at in terms of your finances?
Oh, yes.
I remember at the beginning of this year, we decided last year, we decided the kind of income we wanted to raise this year. We wanted to earn this year. If you don't have a target, if you don't have a specific thing, like someone said, the SMART goals, if you don't have something specific, how can you improve it? So it's very important for you to say, where are we at in terms of our finances? All right. How much are we saving? So some people may say, okay, we're earning 100%, but how much are we saving? 15%. This year, we want to increase our savings to 50%, to 60%, to 40%. You must be able to measure where you're at the moment. All right. So on any area of your life, regarding your finances, you must be able to measure that. That's very critical.
And just for the benefit of anyone who's heard him say SMART goals, and you're wondering what that is, those are goals that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and then time bound.
Yes.
So you must put a time to it. That's just it in simple terms. So where are you? Good start. Now, once you've decided where you are, you will then need to decide, where do we want to be? Where do we want to be?
Fantastic.
So in my career, where do I want to be? In my marriage, where do we want to be? Regarding our intimacy, where do we want to be? Regarding parenting, where do we want to be?
Fantastic. The reason why this is so critical is because sometimes someone said, if you don't use your imagination, you're going to be relying on your memories. Yeah. Memory is about the past, imagination is about the future. So you must be able to craft that image of where do you want to be. Me as a man, for example, is one of my key responsibilities to lead my family to say, this is where I think we want to be, get my wife's input on that. This is what I think God is leading us to. This is how we are going to get there, get her input on that. The reason, because it's not just for you to just come and create this massive vision and just begin to drag everybody. No, you need to get buy-in. There's something called the law of buy-in by John Maxwell. He said, people are more likely to commit to something that they feel that they are a part of it. If people feel that they are a part of a goal, what we call shared dreams, shared goal, it's easier for people to commit. It's easier for people to follow through, rather than you just telling them what to do. And that's one of the principles around coaching. Coaching will not tell you what to do. They will ask you a question and you arrive at that, because the belief is that you are more committed. You are more likely to commit to something that you are a part of. So the idea is, create that vision with your family. Bring your children into the picture. It's good for you to win their heart before you ask for their hand. It's good for you to win their heart before you ask for their hand. So share, where do you want to be in your finances? How much do you want to earn this year? All right? What do you want to do with the money? Where do you want to invest? You want to invest in real estate? You want to invest in stock market? What do you want to do? All right? Because if you don't give your money an assignment, you're going to waste it. If you don't give your money a target, you're going to waste it. All right? That's one thing that happens. Life abhors vacuum. Yeah. Once there is vacuum, something else will rush to fill it up. All right? If you have money you don't have goals for, things that will take it away from you will come. You'll be shocked. You will not be able to account for the money. So first thing first, this is where we're at. This is where we want to go. Specific. It's not about how now. It's about what. You have to have that clarity. Clarity is so important, because when you have a clear image, your brain is able to now begin to come up with how. So when you say, I want to earn more money, your brain doesn't take you seriously. If you say, I want to earn £50,000 extra this new year, the pressure comes on you immediately. The brain begins to say, okay, so how is this going to happen? So the first thing first, agree on that goal. And don't agree alone. Agree with your wife. Oh my God. This is one of the key things that has really, really helped us as a couple. The power of synergy, the power of agreement. We're saying, by discussing with my wife discussing, this is what I think we should be doing, and we're both working on it. It has really helped us to come out of debt. It has helped us to achieve a lot of our target, just because we sat down as a couple and we said, this is what we want, and it was very specific. We went as far as creating pictures. We have what is called the vision board, where we created a picture of what we wanted, and we stuck it to the wall. And as believers, we also have scriptures that we use to, as a foundation that we use to anchor our faith on that particular target. So this is not something that, once you feel like you do, you have to take it as in a scientific way. It has to be scientific. In other words, output impact input impact output. You have to ensure that if you don't have an input that is consistent, you will not have a specific output.
And just in case you're sitting there thinking, well, I had goals for the year, for this year. I set my target. I did what I thought, was necessary to be done. Hang on until we share the next point.
Yeah.
Okay? And the next point is decide who you need to be. This one is so crucial. Who you need to be. Since I have made out what I need to, where I need to go, it is just important that I look within. Am I the kind of person that can go on that journey and achieve the destination, arrive at the destination?
Correct.
Okay, so if it's a career move you're considering, am I the kind of person for that role? You see why it's important to be making that assessment. So if I'm not the kind of person for that role, I will need to look inwards to fill in the gaps. Filling in the gaps may be, I need to go for some courses. I need to speak with some people who have achieved that. Okay. If I look within our family and I think there's a gap in our parenting, am I the kind of person, are we the kind of parents who can arrive at that destination? If not, what do we need to do? Who do we need to be? There must be some stretching. There must be some flexibility on our part to acquire the knowledge, the skill, the flexibility required, to arrive at that destination.
Another way to look at this is, let's look at it from a political point of view.
Okay.
What it takes to be a council chairman is different from what it takes to be a governor.
Yes.
It's completely different mindsets, completely different set of skills, completely different level of social capital you need to build. You have to, what it takes to be a senator is different from what it takes to be a president. Barack Obama, for example, moved from being a senator in Chicago, Illinois, to becoming a president. That's a lot of transformation he had to do. That's a lot of internal work. It's a completely different ballgame. So anything you want to achieve, you have to become a different version of you. Whatever you need to achieve, you need to become a different version of you. So you want to say, I want to have this kind of marriage. What kind of a man can produce, create, initiates, and sustain that kind of marriage? All right. So if you want a loyal family, there are things that you need to become, because you are the one who is going to create that experience and sustain that experience. It is one thing to create that goal, to achieve that goal. It's another thing to sustain that level. All right. So for some people, for example, we want to buy our first property. Would you have to be to buy your first property, all right, and to sustain that property? Completely different story. All right. So that's one thing. That's why we are emphasizing this. For us, this is one of the most important. After you've had that clarity about vision, you have to grow to the size of that vision. You can't just leave it and something on the wall. It's a lifeless thing. You need to become the kind of individual that can pull that into your experience, into your environment, into your reality, by becoming the kind of person you need to be. And this is so. If you need help with this, send us a message. We'll be able to help you, guide you to becoming this, to taking the practical steps of who you need to be. Sometimes singles say, "Oh, I've been XYZ. I'm so available. I'm this." By the time you have a chat with them. Because we have this program called Intimacy Builder Program for Single. And while we take them through that process, they realize that they are not even ready for a relationship. They're not emotionally ready. They're not physically ready. They are not psychologically ready. And they've not made the financial readjustment they need to make. There are many things you need to do to be able to be responsible for someone else. They've been single for a long time. They're not used to some of the transitions and changes that they have to make. Very critical for you to be able to achieve and sustain any goal you want to set for yourselves.
I remember having this conversation with someone in the course of the week, a single lady, and she was, talking about the efforts she had made to find somebody. And in the course of it, she just said to me that, I love taking photos. And I said, just, offhandedly, I hope you posted these photos on your social media handle. And she said, no. Do I really need to do that? Why do I have to? So by the time we, talked some more, it was obvious that she doesn't go anywhere. She doesn't put up, she just lives a solitary life. You can't be doing that and then expect to find someone, or that someone will find you.
Absolutely.
Okay, so just speaking to what you said about singles, there is a kind of person you need to be. It would be uncomfortable for her to start posting her photos on social media.
I like
it's
that
something
word.
She has to do, isn't it?
I like that word. Because everything you need, everything you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. That's why I like what she said. If you are feeling uncomfortable, it means that you are growing. And growth is good.
Okay, so the next point we have is you need to decide what may go wrong. Okay, you've set this goal, you've set this vision before you, but what could go wrong, possibly go wrong? You need to make out what that could be.
There's a law called the Murphy's Law, that whatever will go wrong will go wrong. I was reading this morning, my mentor, Sam Adeyemi, said something. He said, when you make plans, don't just focus on everything going well, because it will never go well. Plan for disruptions. Without you anticipating disruptions, you're just going to make a linear plan. But you know that life is never linear. Life can be this, can be that, can be this, can be that, can be straight, can be... So anticipate what are the different things that may go wrong. What are the things, and you can now plan for those things. So for example, you are planning, you want to buy your first property this year. That's in the new year, that's your goal. What may go wrong? Something may just happen that will want to snatch part of the money you are saving, or somebody may lose their job. What do you want to do in that process? All right, okay, so to protect ourselves from losing our jobs, okay, let's begin to look for alternative sources of income. That's one thing you can do. Or rather than something just happening to you and you are just stuck. Many of the companies never anticipated the pandemic because, I mean, it happened, I think it was, well, what year did it happen again? I think the Spanish flu, many years ago. So over 100 years ago, I think, as at the time of 2019. So many people didn't have plan for that. But what we started, you know, what do you call it now? Improvising. Organizations started improvising. But now people are now beginning to think, okay, if something of this magnitude happens again, how do we manage? How do we navigate? How do we maintain or even take our level of productivity as an organization to the next level? What do we do as a couple? I wrote a post a few months ago. I said, do not marry somebody you cannot isolate with. Don't marry somebody because as a family, if you are locked in, for example, what are you guys going to do? What are you going to do to sustain that energy, that passion you have with for each other? What do you want to do? Ask yourself some of the questions of something that can go wrong and prepare for the eventualities. Very important.
Okay, all right. So the final point we have for you today is decide who you need.
Yes.
I love this one. Decide who you need. We need people. We can't discount our network. So we need to be looking in our circle. We need to be looking beyond our circle. Who do you need to help you achieve that goal? To help you accelerate? Who do you need? Financially, who do you need? You might need mentors. You might need coaches. People who have walked it,
correct,
okay, and are able to hold you by the hand and tell you this is how I did it. Who do you need?
Think of life like as a football, like a soccer. All right, if you're American, like a football pitch. Yes. Who do you need as a goalkeeper? Who do you need as someone that will be like a coach, like a mentor? Who do you need as a spectator to cheer you on? Who do you need as someone that will help you to score the goal?
Yes.
Who do you need to hold you accountable like a captain? Find the people that will form your team. That's a project I'm working on at the moment. And then the time was so short. What do? I reached out to people in my network. X, Y, Z, please, do you have this? Do you have that? I reached out to about 3 people, and all of them sent what I needed. So now it's for me to now sit down and put them together. So if I didn't have that kind of social capital, I would have had to, exert more energy. So you need to begin to build team. The level of goal you are aiming, the level of the intensity and the let me use my nephew's language. How humongous your goals are. Determine the people you need in your corner. If you have very small goals, 2 by 2 goals, that's okay. But if you are having 1,000 by 1,000 goals, you need some solid people in your circle. And you need to build those kind of relationships before you need them. Someone said, dig your well before you are thirsty. Dig your well before you are thirsty. It's not when you're in the desert, you'll not be looking for water. No. Provide, do the right things before you need them. The first point we talked about is find out where you are at. Second point is
decide
where you want to go.
Yes, and then decide who you need to be.
Correct.
Decide what may go wrong.
Fantastic.
And decide who you need.
Who you need. Why? Partnership makes for progress. Choose the right partners. All right. Let's come your way again.
It's been lovely doing this. I mean, this through the year. It's been lovely having you stick around with us.
Week in, week out.
Week in, week out. So hopefully we'll see you in a few hours next year.
Next year. See you guys.
See you next.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.